enjoyed this learning so far on the stave and the treble clef and on pitch. So I'm just going to show you one activity, just something you can do at home or in school. You just need a piece of paper or your books. We're going to draw a treble clef. So we basically start with a dot. It's quite tricky, so you might need to follow Mrs. Salloway. And then you curl around to the left, come up diagonally, and then you come back down with a straight line through the dot, and then you curl the tail round. So let's try that again. We've got a dot there. We go round to the left, diagonal up, through the dot and round. One more. Dot to the left, diagonal, all the way up, through the dot and round. Okay, so it should look a bit like that, your treble clef, and it shows where musicians need to play the notes and how to pitch those notes. Okay, so there is another clef as well that we will learn about in some other learning called a bass clef. Not many instruments play both the treble and the bass, but do you know what? The piano does, and that's why the piano can be quite difficult to learn. It's more challenging because you do have to learn to read notes on the treble and on the bass. So you've got to read them at the same time, where a lot of instruments just have to follow the notes on the treble. Okay, so that's interesting, isn't it? So the next thing you can do is draw a stave. So you just need to draw 5 lines on your piece of paper, like this. I have got a ruler, you probably do need a ruler for it. And then you can draw lines at the side as well. So you should have something that looks like that. Then you can draw your treble clef, and it's always at the beginning of the piece of music. So you put your dot there, you go round to the left. We have to do it quite tall up, and then through and round. So it should look a bit like that. Okay, so this is your staved. You've got, should have 5 lines. So let's just label that stave. You might want to label that your treble clef. But then on this stave is where musicians, or where the notes are placed, and that tells us the pitch of the note. And we're going to learn in our next learning the names of the notes. You might want to just write a note in. So let's just put a crotchet in there, which you should know what it looks like. It's a dot with a stick going up like that. And let's draw maybe one other note. Shall we do a quaver note, maybe on this line, like so. If you remember, the quavers are often joined, so I've done a joined quaver, like that. So they're notes on the lines, but also you can have notes in the gaps. So you could also have a note that looks a little bit like that. But it's not a very good drawing really, but I will show you that next time we come to do the learning. Okay, so that's your piece of music. That would be really good if you could label, maybe label the notes, label your treble clef and your stave. Okay everyone, so the next activity is something again you can do at home or at school, and it's just regarding pitch. So you can think of a subject. I've used animals to think about what the pitch of an animal sound would be like. So think of a mouse, a squeaky mouse. Do you think the pitch of a mouse squeak is high or low? So you can draw a table like Mrs. Salloway's. So the answer to that one obviously would be high, because a squeak is a high pitch noise, isn't it? It's not low. So I've also used the example of a lion's roar. Do you think that's low or high sound? And also bird song. Do you think birds sing high or low? Now, you don't just have to use animals, you could use vehicles maybe, or different sounds, maybe even the sound of the wind and the rain. Is it a high or low pitch sound? The sound of thunder, say, something like that. So there's lots of examples you could use, and it just helps you to understand that pitch is talking about, is the sound high or low. So have fun with these activities, and I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye.